Let's try writing a more interesting subclass of the S-list. This one's going to be called Vengeful S-list. Now, normally when you call remove last on an S-list, the S-list, it's kind of stoic. It doesn't care about its items, it throws them away, never thinks about them again. But the Vengeful S-list never forgets. So imagine you add the numbers 1, 5, 10, and 13, then remove last twice. So that'll delete 13 and 10. Later, you can go to the Vengeful S-list and ask, well, who got deleted? Please print for me your lost items, and it should print 10 and 13. So let's try implementing that. Now, this is not a practically useful thing, just kind of fun. So our Vengeful S-list, I've already set it up so that it extends S-list. This is adding some items, this is deleting them, and then asking for print. So what we're missing, of course, is our print lost items function. So let's write one out. So print lost items is here. And in this case, we are not going to put override, right? We could try, but it yells at us and it says, though, that's not an S-list thing. This is new. Okay. So what would printing lost items do? Well, somehow we have to know about the lost items. And so thinking about it, you can kind of ponder. This is a fun exercise, by the way, if you want to try it out on your own. There's always code in the GitHub repository, the lecture code repository. But what I imagine might work is, let's just keep a list of deleted items. I don't know where it's going to come from. And then in print lost items, we'll just say deleted items.print. Okay, this is a list we can use to store things. We can print them out this way. Okay, I guess we'll add a comment here. Prints deleted items. You know, kind of obvious, but may as well. Okay, so now what do we do? Well, we want to somehow keep track of the deleted items, and we know that happens with remove last. So how can we change this? Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense to do like if, you know, or you don't want to try and do something like vs1.deleteditems.add or whatever, because we want this to happen automatically. We want the Vengeful S-list to remember it without changing the main method. So what we can do is change how remove last works. So in this case, we can override remove last, public void remove last. Actually, it should be item. And in this case, we will do the normal removal stuff, but we'll make sure to do deleteditems.addLast at some point in this. So let's go look at the S-list class, and we see here remove last. So we can just maybe copy and paste everything here, put it in. Oops, I don't know. All right, we'll just see what happens. We'll just paste it first, and we see there's a bit of an issue. Sentinel has private access. Size has private access. Get last node private access. The issue here, it seems, is that S-lists, they've declared their Sentinel and size methods, or sorry, members to be private. And private in Java means so private that not even your subclasses can access it. So even though a Vengeful S-list is an S-list, and it does have a size field, it cannot access it from a Vengeful S-list method. So that's actually not going to work at all. Instead, we're going to use something that we haven't seen yet, which is the super keyword. In this case, we can do super.removeLast, and that means call the superclass's removeLast method. And in this case, what is a Vengeful S-list? It is an S-list, so that will go up to the S-list class and call the appropriate method. So we'll get that last item, we'll add it to this list, and then we'll return it. Okay. Now at this point, maybe my code will work. Let's try running it. Okay. So in this case, we get exception and thread. And so we click here and we see that the issue is on this line. It seems that deleted items is null, and we could use the debugger. I won't for time reasons, but you can imagine here that deleted items, it was never initialized, so it is null. And so one way to fix this is to create a constructor. And the constructor will just simply create an S-list of items. So deleted items equals new S-list item. And now I think things should work. Let's try. Okay, indeed, now we get the printed output that we expect. 13 and 10 were those that were lost. Now it's actually possible, I should mention here, since I don't think I have elsewhere in the class so far, that you can actually not have a constructor here and instead set it up at the time that the variable is declared, and that has the same exact effect as having the constructor. That does the same thing. This is probably a little bit more common, but I'm going to leave it as a constructor for now, just for the sake of the point I'm going to make in the next little segment. So to summarize what we did here, we have a class Vengeful S-list that is an S-list. It has a deleted items, a list to remember all its deleted items. When you create one, you set aside an actual list to store those deleted items. And the special part is we override the remove last method, where we will call the superclasses method using this new super keyword. And then, of course, we'll add the item and return. Okay, that's it. That's our vengeful S list.